Boom! There it is. Monday night. Cold Hard Art. Cup Series. 3 wide racing. Coming at you live. We got Texas Motor Speedway tonight. We are in the chase. We're right in the thick of it. In the booth. Dun, 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 dun. Trey Landry. Thomas Morris. Matt Kingston. Flag to flag coverage. You won't find a better coverage team anywhere in the world. Gentlemen, no pressure.
Special guest Rick Allen will be in after this part too.
Please
no. I think it was supposed to be David Cassidy, but he called in sick.
Just shut it down. Oh my God. It's worse than the pre-meeting. As Wendell said, this is another round. This is a 2-race round this time, so don't mess up at Texas, because then you'll have to rely on Phoenix to get her done.
Everything's bigger in Texas, Thomas.
Yeah, that's what I hear. But not the points so far. Well, there's a reset, so you're going to base off your playoff points to figure out where you're at. But regardless of that, it's still pretty tight. Let's see, based off points, let me see who we had in practice. Cameron Rich was your best in practice so far, and I don't think that's really a shocker, guys. Both Cameron and Peter, probably your two favorites to maybe move in on points, let alone wins. Guys like Kevin Finn, maybe Corey Lindsey. We have to pull a rabbit out of the hat here, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Corey was looking pretty good in practice there. He practiced inside the top 5, and he actually got a pretty decent qualifying position. He fell down a little bit more there, but he's not starting too poorly, so might be able to make his way to the front.
I think it's kind of funny looking at Drew Heisman won Talladega to move on to the next round and immediately already back out of the playoff points. So, I mean, that's just kind of how it works with, leading halfway and getting wins. So, when one guy has 6 and you only have 2, it kind of stacks you down.
Yeah, that just kind of ruins your chances a little bit.
Guess we'll find out tonight, though. I think a guy that probably needs to turn around a little bit is Sam Close. He hasn't been terrible, but he hasn't been the guy, knocking down dominating wins. So it might be time to turn that around, flex a little muscle here.
No better place to do it, too, because this is the first round of the round of 6. So now is when you want to have your best moment, because then the next race, where are we? Phoenix next? It doesn't really matter. You can finish poorly if you win this race. So
yeah, you don't want to go into Phoenix, much like on
the
Nathan Young design side of being Eric Micka or Kevin Finn, where you have to make up, pretty much put yourself in a must-win. That's big pressure to have at Phoenix. So want to get it done here tonight. Not a super huge field, still 17 cars. Don't have to really worry about finish down in the low 20s or anything, but you still don't want to throw away a lot of points here tonight. So
I'd say, Thomas, even finishing outside the top 5 here would be almost a nail in the coffin, to be honest, because we know, barring any unforeseen circumstances, we know we're going to see Peter Short, Cameron Mitchell up front, and that leaves only one other spot. If those guys do finish well in both these 2 races, I'm going to bet one of them will win tonight.
Oh, are you? Well,
I'm no betting man.
No betting, man. I don't know. That's a pretty tough competition night from Chuck Sweeting and recently acquired talent Eric Micka in the 41 car.
Yeah, Eric's going to see if he can learn something, I think, tonight to move on to next week. Week in Phoenix, is it? For Nathan Young Designs?
Yes. Once again, we're still at Phoenix next week.
Ugh. But,
it's a fun track.
Fun track to watch, for sure.
Standout run for Mike Stevens, qualified 5th. See if he can keep her up there this week.
This is the second or third time I think we've seen Mike Stevens qualify well, and he ran 3/10 quicker than his fast lap in practice, so that's a huge gain for that 63 machine.
Not a great qualifying run for Kevin Finn. They're going to start 12th. That's pretty deep for him, so see if he can rebound from that. Back there with Corey Lindsey.
And Sam Close, actually, mid-pack, P8. But like you mentioned earlier, there's not that many cars in the field, so that's not too bad for Sam, just as long as he can stay out of any trouble that could occur.
You mean problems?
Problems.
Speaking of problems, looks like we're fixing to grit them up.
Let's do it.
Well, as mentioned before, Chuck the Sweet Man Sweeting going to roll off P1. Going to try and steal the show here tonight in the playoffs. To his outside, Eric Micka driving, filling in for the now vacant 41 of Brooks Westfall. So he's going to see if he can score the win. I know Hackathorn was pretty high on putting him in the car, so we'll see what happens there.
At least you made it this week, Thomas.
True. I guess his will works.
Starting out back of them, we have the two Isotech Enterprise. Okay. That's right, but I didn't mean to say that. The 17 of Cameron Rich on the inside is outside the number 33, Peter Short.
And rounding out the top 5, that driver number 63 machine, Mike Stevens, and last race winner, Talladega winner, who's currently on the outside looking out, hoping to look in. Drew Eisman, start 6th.
Rolling off P7, we have Richard Hines, and his outside another playoff driver, Sam Close.
And then finishing up your top 10 here, we have the 64, Chad Brown, starting P9, who's outside the number 2, Carlos Acosta.
Been a few races since we've seen Carlos.
Yeah,
It's been
back.
MIA.
So, driver that number 83 machine, Johnny Thomas, roll it off 11th. Kevin Finn, playoff driver, starting kind of deep in the field back there in 12th.
Well, if he's starting deep, Corey Lindsay's starting even deeper. Gonna roll off P13 on the inside row into his outside Rusty Webb, who been rocking pretty good finishes here lately. Looking to see if he can maybe score in the top 10 here tonight.
Couple of rookies starting in the last couple of rows here with the number 1, Jordan Teal. Number 8, Kyle Hange on the 15th and 16th spot. And sucking hind teat, we have the 89 of Brent Miller.
That's a new one.
I'm here all night, folks. So, Trey, what do you think the keys to this race are going to be for somebody like Corey Lindsay or Kevin Finn to make sure they get themselves into the championship round of 3?
Keep it out of the inside retaining wall coming off turn 2, and keep it out of the outside wall coming off turn 4.
So don't hit walls, 10-4.
Right.
I'm going to say another key, we're probably going to see green flag pit stops, at least one. Been a hot topic for some guys, so don't mess up getting on the pit lane.
Chuck.
Or just, in general, too. All right, Bert's pulling down. Chuck waiting on the green flag here. Green.
Good job by Chuck.
With a terrible start.
He's not used to those Toyotas, Thomas? I don't think he knew how to get the thing into second gear.
Yeah, he's gotta learn to true exit a little bit. So pretty good for Cameron Rich. He's seen this position before, right behind Chuck.
I'm going to be watching right now the 90 of Corey Lindsay. See how long it takes him to get up through the field. We saw he was quick in practice, as we mentioned before, but for a qualifying effort, we'll see if he can get his way into the top 10 the first few laps here, because that might make a world of difference.
A world of difference?
Whole world.
Looks like this, curious to see how this is going to set up with it being a late afternoon race. I'm not sure how far the groove is going to...
I think we had the one car on his lid, and the 89 Brent Miller also involved. That was a wicked one there.
That was early.
One got loose and overcorrected it. Took the whole front end, and I think he took the whole safer barrier down there in corner number 2. So we have to go into red flag here on.
Already took didn't listen to Trey's advice and tried to take down both walls. So
I'm telling you, man, that exit off turn 2, that could be a bitch.
As long as you go swinging. Yeah, we saw that practice too from a lot of guys.
89 had nowhere to go as well.
No,
so
just kind of along for the ride there, unfortunately. For Brent.
I mean, that's the thing about this racetrack, especially in the Cup car, man. With the banking, you could drive it way down in turn 1 and feel like a superhero, and then get on the gas just a little bit too early, and the back end will come right around on you.
Especially late afternoon like this too, you get all that grip.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a false comfort zone, I guess.
Yes, so we've always seen trouble in turn 2, though, so it's doing different here tonight. Already wadded up 2 cars. Let's see.
Sam
See what
Close to be the
happens.
first taker to pit road.
Little strategy, maybe?
And Chad Brown's going to come down. Johnny Thomas, Corey Lindsay, Kyle Hanshaw, Rusty Webb, and of course Brett Miller, who,
Has no choice.
yeah.
Probably has a meatball flag. He's going to throw that out there.
Shook and speared into the outside wall.
I mean, that's kind of one of those where he wrecks and you're not even prepared for that wreck to happen.
No, because it's just out of nowhere, really. Because as far as you could tell, everything was fine until it wasn't anymore.
Yes.
See how this tire strategy plays out for some of these guys, though. It might make a world of difference. We saw it was only, what, 2 laps, though? But
Yeah, I don't know if... I think Sam Close, maybe he was just trying to get out of the middle of the pack. Wasn't comfortable where he's at, although he's still just really get out of the middle of the pack.
I think he lost a position there. Maybe 2.
I guess it's more comforting to know you have fresh tires now. Maybe you can make something on Richard Hines or Kevin Finn. These guys
Yeah.
try to pick them off a little bit. Just have to be
Other side,
careful
though.
going back to green. Don't make sure you don't get caught up in any restart mess or anything.
Yeah, that's going to be another tough spot here, because I always find... Well, I don't know so much as recently. I haven't ran the Cup car here in a long time, because I took out the field when I blinked out. But I did find there was some wheel spin at times, regardless of how old your tires were.
Yeah, it's late afternoon too, though. I've probably
Too
negated that
planted in.
fact. So.
Cameron Rich, outside of our leader Chuck Sweeting right now.
Yeah,
See
get
if,
the. Sorry, go ahead.
see if Mika can get a better restart this time.
Well, he was a rookie, you know.
That's true.
Got the 2 Camrys on the bottom and the 2 Fords on the outside here. Actually, have to go all the way back to Carlos Acosta to find your first Chevrolets.
There's only a handful of them in the field tonight, too. JTR cars and Carlos.
Yeah, odd thing. Not many Chevys in the league. Waiting on those new what is it, Camaro bodies?
Sierra ones, yeah.
All right, Bird's gonna pull her back in. We're gonna try it again. Chuck's going.
Core started the back of the field there. Corey Lindsay.
A little bit better stuff for Eric, but it's
Still didn't match Cameron though, did he? Good jump on the outside. Ooh, Mike Stevens up there in no man's land. Made it stick though. I don't even think he got enough laps last time to really tell what you had.
No, you're just trying to find a rhythm there right at that point.
Comes Sam Close getting underneath Kevin Finn already. That's going to move him up one more spot. With the Tyrees coming into play there, Matt. It's going to look underneath Mike Stevens, the 1 and 2.
Well, Corey Lindsay's trying to run the high side. I don't know if that's going to be beneficial to him or not, because I know it's pretty rough up there.
A little early for that, maybe.
I think
Was
it'll
that
rubber-
who used to do that? We saw Zelensky. He did that in Chicagoland.
It
we're
worked
late-
for him, though. Yeah.
Late in the run, but it's a little early for that. Especially Texas, when you get such speed, like Trey said on the bottom. It's like Stevens claps the wall there, going into one.
Oh, he gets loose and he hip checks the 83 hard in the inside wall.
No caution. Nope, there it is. Yep, just a little loose and around. He sent the 83. Looks like Chad Brown also in front of him. Got a little tail happy.
Turn 2. Trey said it's going to come out and get you. Probably claimed 3 lives so far, technically speaking.
Richard Hines also sitting on pit lane. Not sure what happened to him. Just sitting there.
I don't think Mr. Thomas is too thrilled with what happened there on lap 9 of 134 laps, I believe we have this evening.
No, I don't.
33.
don't think you're ever too thrilled to get hip checked, but that
No.
kind of happens. So
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a part of racing, I guess. But
they were patched up. Maybe. I mean, the good news is he's not in the playoffs, so it doesn't really hurt his points.
yeah, it's not. It's gonna take a little bit of the sting away at least.
You don't have to worry about the championship run now. It's just kind of. A couple of takers there. Well, a lot of takers. Is Eric the only one staying out?
Well, it's like Chad Brown, Kyle Henshaw, another car I couldn't see.
It looks like Chad pitted the first time through though, so
Richard Hines stayed out, but he's gonna get his lucky dog, I believe.
yeah, he was on pit lane. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe a penalty, first round of
Daniel
stops
Hemrick?
or something. I know they weren't changing a battery for 12 laps. So.
Way to go, RCR. Fastest car off on track, and you completely killed it.
So we can go in Southern home pit lane here. Looks like Peter Short lost one to Drew there. Well, I don't know.
Trying to
No
get
one
that machine fixed up anyway.
haven't ran long enough to really see anything. Not sure
No.
who has what yet.
We've seen that turn 2 is bad on new tires, so we can only imagine how skatey she's
It
going to
can
be
only
after a
get
few
better,
laps.
right? I mean,
Yeah. But I don't know. I think we're going to see it get a lot looser, but it might be more manageable after you kind of get into a rhythm. If we can get into a rhythm, that's going to be yet to be decided. But
one of two things will happen. We'll get in a rhythm, or we're gonna run out of cars. So.
or we'll get the blues. No? Okay.
Remind producer, if we have 10 more cautions, we will be out of cars.
If not out of cars, we'll be out of hopes and dreams.
Oh, we were out of that a long time ago.
A shout out though to the owner. I think his name is Tom of Cold Hard Art. He sent a nice little piece to Dale Jr. there for the appreciation tour.
What'd you do, retire?
Wow. Appreciation.
Appreciation.
One little slip of that one, and that could go a different thing.
I don't.
Kind of like monkey Santa chicken avocado.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah, okay. Yikes! Welcome to Saturday Night Live here.
No, we're funny. So.
Just some notes from our pre-production meeting.
It's a very thorough meeting, in case anybody's wondering. We have a lot of good ideas. We bounce around to each other. Yeah, many emotes as well. It's true. Is that a GIF or a GIF?
I don't know. Can you spread it on a bun? Oh, producer eats
People
crunchy
say
peanut butter.
GIF
Oh,
peanut butter is good. Y'all do not know.
creamy all the way.
The
Yes,
producer is throwing away
producer.
some
I eat
real,
puff Cheetos.
real tough accusations in here. It's a hostile work environment.
Acting like you don't eat puff Cheetos. Get out of there.
The real question is, do you use Dove for Men?
It's American, man.
Johnny
Everyone uses
Thompson,
Dove for Men.
I hear tires squealing and I'm just on his car. But it went black on me, so
Yes, he did. He's sitting on the backstretch.
I knew I heard something that went black out, so I wasn't sure. I didn't know.
Okay. I think he may have lagged out.
That's what I think, yeah.
He was. Now he finally went out.
We are back to green here at Texas Motorplex Speedway.
Got Eric Micka, got Kyle Hanshaw to the pit straight there. Just Chuck's already carving through the field like a carving through a turkey on Thanksgiving Day here. And then Drew Eisman along with him. Good restart for Drew there. Got around those guys. Chad Brown staying high for these guys. Place just slicing through them. Rich on the back bumper eyes in the middle.
Hanshaw's still hanging on out there on the outside line. He's losing a little bit now, but he's doing pretty well for older, good years.
Yeah, especially around the outside like that. I mean, you're just pretty much giving the preferred line to the guys on the bottom. So
There's almost contact there between Sam Close and maybe it's not. Just a second here. Sorry, Chad Brown and Peter Short.
almost doesn't count, man.
Oh, Kyle Hanshaw
Motor
got
by
wiggly.
Hanshaw there. I'm telling you, get up too high to that groove tray. You know how it is. It's just no grip.
Enough to rattle the fillings out of your head as well.
Yeah, that is a little close for comfort, some of them.
Kyle Hanshaw still not able to get down onto the bottom line. As Carlos Acosta's going to make his way by too. This is
You can almost see the
unfortunate.
hand coming out of that 8 car just waving them by.
Yeah. When you can't get in the line, it's going to be a real bad day.
Screaming on the radio, God, get me down, come on.
Yeah.
Sam Close is going to try to make the move around Peter Short through 3 and 4. Just can't quite make it stick.
Man, you can see that 30-30, when he got back to the gas, he just hammered it. Surprise, Eric Mika still holding off Chuck Sweden here. I figured Chuck would have motored up to the back of him and just blew him away, but kind of settled in here. You have to be a little careful with your tires here at Texas. There's a little bit of fall off. And they get that dreaded push loose normally here at Texas. So.
That usually ends very poorly. Johnny Thomas made it back into the room, I believe. There's going to be close to that 611 rule. He's already on the brink of her, so.
I don't really know. I kind of set that one out. That car has to be just destroyed after that hit, and then they hit on the wall in the backstretch. So
yeah, I knew something went on because I heard the spinning, and then it was just black. So.
I don't know if he even knew he hit the wall, to be honest, because he could have lagged out. So.
Yeah.
Chloe Lindsay trying to find a way around Hanshaw and Chad Brown in front of him here.
He's going to have to take this a little bit cool here and just try to slowly pick his way through. He's got everything to lose in these situations. He gets wicked loose up off of turn 2.
Webb going to try and make the move here.
Webb was a big loser on that one. He fell all the way back to the tail end of that line there. We've seen Rusty in the the previous week, sorry. He's kind of come into his own now. He's running a lot more consistent and a lot cleaner than what he was earlier on in the season. He seems to be minimalizing his mistakes and maximizing his opportunity.
Yeah, he's definitely stepped up his game a little bit as the season's progressed.
It's good to see people get their feet under them as the season goes along. So,
Chuck's coming, and he's going to be looking low here in the bottom of the 41.
yeah, just
And
let him
Mickey
go.
just jams on the brakes.
Like, look, bro, you got fresh tires. Go ahead. I'll see you later. Wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Chuck set sail a little bit. Like I said, the fresher tires. I'm sure Eric might fall victim, and maybe Cameron and Drew as we go through if we can get a whole fuel run in here.
Peter's catching up to the back of Drew right as we speak. He's not going to make the move just yet.
Kevin Finn behind him as well, who also got by Sam Close. So Sam, little speed on the starts there, but kind of falling off as the run progresses.
Working right now, 14 cars left on the lead lap, which Johnny Thomas is going to has succumbed to the 611 rule. He's done for the evening.
Peter making a move on Drew there.
He got a big run coming out of turn 2 and is able to complete that pass. Kevin's going to look to try to get that position going into turn 1. Not quite there yet.
Sam close out back with these guys, slowly reeling these guys in too. He's not driving real hard. He's just kind of taking his time. As I say that, he does a little bit of a slide up off of turn 2, but he's still pointing the correct direction.
As evil as these cars look already for some of the guys, I think taking care of the rear, and maybe that's going to be more important than taking care of the right front, just taking care of the right rear tire tonight. Seen it race in, race out, you start sliding the tires, it just goes away on you in a hurry.
Yeah, as soon as you build up heat in those tires, it's almost impossible to get them to be not so angry at you anymore. Defending series champion here, Sam Close on that number 5 machine for 3OG Racing. He's reeled in these guys, the 14 and the 77. Just kind of stalking them. We know he's real good on long runs, guys, so I'm sure we'll see his car come in pretty soon.
Yeah, I think the 77's just a tick slower than these guys, but they can't. Oh, that lap he really wasn't, but just can't. You know, it's hard to make that move to get around somebody. It's kind of a little groove. They're 1 and 2 there, actually driving up on the back bumper of Peter. Just look at the lap times from the guys. They're
Oh,
not
Drew's
too far
loose there. Still chasing it up the hill. Nice save.
Lose a spot to Kevin, though.
And Sam is most likely going into turn 1. He might have caught a little bit of that apron in the middle of 3 and 4 there and got the car unsettled.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
it's
I was
still
gonna
not
say.
settled.
Tried to shut the door, I think, a little bit, but that wasn't going to work. Hey, that's not hard to do, clip that apron through 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Late in the run, it might help you, but it's a little early for that.
Ooh. His car still looks like it's a little bit tail happy as Sam Close completes that pass and put him up to P6.
Yeah, not the right way Drew wants to head there. He needs all the points he can get. It's going to be a tough ask there to make top 3. I mean, you're taking 3 guys, and we know there's more than three capable winners here. So, especially with the points cushion Cameron had. So. Speaking of Cameron, about almost about a tenth and a half quicker than Chuck last lap, and definitely quicker than Eric, who had a little bobble out of 2 there.
Ooh, almost trouble in front of playoff driver 90 Corey Lindsay. Chad Brown and Carlos Acosta kind of going at it there. Chad trying to get all he can, but he about made disaster. Ooh, 88 slid up the track. 87 slid up to avoid him.
Sliding everywhere. And Lindsay's going to get by both Chad Brown and Carlos, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to clear him off for 2.
At 64 going in a real attack mode there. He did a very interesting corner entry. Looks like it's going to work thus far, though. Clears him.
Clear so far. I feel like Chad and Carlos always end up around each other.
The race relatively clean for how much they are around each other.
Let's see if that continues tonight. It's like Rich trying to make the move maybe on Eric. Yeah, Eric's gonna let him go. God, Eric. Actually race somebody, jeez.
Eric said he got no time for that.
Well, like, got no tires for that. But he was, that was right before the last couple laps. Maybe they didn't finally hit that switch on the tires, but he was kind of matching pace, but now definitely,
Oh,
definitely
Hanshaw.
fading.
Hanshaw that 8 through a block, but I don't know if it was an intentional block because he lagged out right after, but Mike Stevens had a... Ooh, Stevens catches the apron. Ooh, all kinds of action around the circuit.
Oh, Rusty Webb getting in this.
Oh,
Carlos
Sam
Bell.
Close about bought the farm.
He's just checking the infield fans there.
Telling you, it's getting greasy.
It's not really that hot of a track, though. It's only 93 degrees for a track temp, so.
I'm telling you, it's getting crazy out turn 2.
Are you trying to tell me that it's getting crazy?
It's getting crazy.
I can't believe it's that loose with the track temp that low in a late afternoon. Unless it's tight in the center, which is making it loose off. But I haven't driven these in a year. So.
Yeah, I was looking back here at Carlos Costa. He's kind of plowing around the track right now. Seems like the front end is not turning whatsoever.
No comment, producer.
But this is one of the best racing leagues I think we've broadcasted for Oval Series. Throughout racing, they always put on a great show, and there is payouts for when drivers win races. And you also get a pretty unique championship trophy if you were lucky enough to win the Cold Hard Air Cup Series.
I hope he's going to give you one of those 8s.
I want one. I don't want one so big, mind.
Right, Mickey coming to pit lane.
He's waving like a madman right now, trying to get down to pit lane for some
Just can't
fresh
see his
tires.
hands, though. They're so tiny. You're like, is that his hand, or is that just a piece of tape flapping in the window? I don't know.
He's going to take it nice and conservative here. As I say this, jam on brakes.
Cones are pretty far in, but...
Better safe than sorry. But right now, Cameron Rich and Peter Short have tracked down our leader, Chuck Sweeting, lapping just a little bit faster than in the last couple laps. The last one, though, was about even.
I think Peter Shorts ran down Cameron Rich mostly. I think he's trying to find a way around Cameron.
First lap car of the evening right now, Brent Miller, sustained crash damage.
That really kind of held up Chuck at a 4 there. I think Chuck was trying to take it easy, and it cost him a lot of time.
Cameron and Peter seem to be running the exact same line. They're running a little bit different than what Chuck is. Just going to make their way by the 89. Some aggressive wheel motions.
Now, is this going to maybe claw people to pit lane? I guess you've got your strategy already set, but...
It won't bring Chuck down.
Eric's going to be running around with probably, what, second faster?
Oh, at least, yeah.
Let's see, they're in 30s. What do they start at? 28s? Yeah, so...
I suspect, what, another 5 or 6 laps before they came?
Yeah, if I was maybe Kevin Finn, maybe Drew Eisman, someone kind of struggling, I'd come in now and just short pit it.
Yeah, because right now Drew Eisman is 4 seconds behind the leader.
But
But unfortunately,
Stevens around on the back stretch.
Ooh,
Shouldn't be around
get
caution.
caution.
Nah, he's going.
It's like some other cars coming down pit road.
Well, that car is mangled.
This is where the pressure mounts. This is where you can give up a couple seconds trying to get on pit lane.
Chad Brown, Carlos Acosta making their way down to pit lane to get serviced here. Pit boxes right beside one another.
They're BFFs, bro.
Oh, Eric Mickey just blew the doors off the 90 of Corey Lindsay with those new tires.
I mean, 2 seconds a lap. You're motoring.
Oh, Cameron Rich got a big run. You're down the back stretch looking to make that move, and I imagine Chuck will just give it up here. He'll probably lose 2 spots.
A new leader there, that 17's going to take point. Peter Short still trying to find a way around the 26.
I couldn't quite get it done that time. Might get it done through 1 and 2, though.
Chuck's been known not to race these playoff drivers very hard. He's kind of very cautious with them.
I don't think he could race them too hard, though, on the outside of Texas. That's going to...
No, yeah.
Maybe 3 and 4, but 1 and 2, just... You can't seem to do anything. I don't know. You might have a little Homestead kind of play here, Trey. What do you think of 2 seconds? That's a good bit of fall off.
Yeah.
Like, maybe short pit into this Peter that gets all kind of trouble out of 4 there and loses all his momentum. Chuck's going to blow back by him.
Wow, he is drifting that thing off the corners.
Yeah, he got wicked tight there.
They're back kind of in the right mindset here off of turn 4. It looks like he's a lot better there. Let's point it straight.
I better get it figured out because here comes Eric Mickey to get his lap back. About, what, half a corner behind him?
Mike Stevens went down to pit lane, got service, just rolling back out down there on the bottom of the track. And
I don't think they beat that spoiler out enough.
if this was real, I think he'd have a few tire rips going on.
I think he might be bringing her back in because he's pedaling it through 3 and 4 there.
Peter Short closed up right on our leader, Cameron Rich, right now. See if he can make the move before pit stops happen. And Eric's just, oh my!
It's Cameron Rich was loose getting in.
Excuse me, coming through.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
Beep beep. Like Kyle Larson on Sunday night.
Yeah. Happened to him.
Hit the wall.
Ah, right.
Hit the wall 4 times in the last, what, 20 laps? Of course, I don't know. I think he just didn't pass the guys for the win is what happened there.
Yeah, he gained on them so much, then once he got to the back bump of the 18, he just stopped forward progression.
He didn't preset, so.
No.
Kevin
Finn
Finn coming up in lane.
Will that bring Sam close in the pit lane this time?
Looking like it. He's way too high to come in this time.
Jamie McMurray's
Pitting out of 4.
Battlefield 8's still pretty hot right now. Only a 10th of the difference between Cameron Rich and Peter Short. There hasn't been much changing being done because once Cameron got loose, Peter jumped off the gas.
There's kind of nowhere for Peter to go. They had Eric that time on the outside. So.
Rack him.
With Kevin pitting, I'm surprised some of these guys didn't jump down. Cause
I'd be going now, yeah.
especially if you're Drew. I mean, Drew's kind of playing the long game, I guess.
They might have a number, though, for fuel. I'll find that out from Chuck, because he's not even flinched as of yet. He's usually right on with his numbers now after, what was it, Pocono?
Sure.
It's crazy watching these guys' fresh tires go through the field.
Superman.
That's the one thing I miss about racing is when I had fresh tires, maybe it was on old tires.
Especially on the oval side. You don't see it much on the road, but
Yeah.
definitely on the oval, you just blow by people.
It's an awesome feeling when you're driving wide open, passing the lead. The only time I ever passed the lead. Boy, Lindsay's gonna be coming down this time as well. Yeah, I think that's gonna start dragging these guys up front.
Kevin Finn was coming up behind him. That could have been a mess if he didn't call it out.
And Corey's been conservative going into pit lane as well. Oh, Sam Close is also down pit lane. That's gonna kind of force the hand now, you would think, of Cameron Rich, Peter Short. Those are the last 2 playoff drivers, other than Drew Eisenman.
Team pitting together too, both those 3OG cars. So. See that a lot out of that team. They kind of work off like all
No,
over the
we
strategy.
got-
Chuck's coming.
Chuck coming, so that'll probably drag Cameron and Peter down.
Down and away for Sam. Haven't seen any penalties. That's been pretty good so far. Corey Lindsay in and out clean.
Cameron not gonna be pitting this time. Nor is Peter Short.
Interesting.
Oh, the 77 just washed way up the hill and got into the outside wall. Just inches away from having a very catastrophic end.
Cameron coming this time. Probably Peter with him too. Yep, both coming this lap, so you should see. Well, I guess Eric will shoot to the lead, but Chuck will probably get an advantage on these guys as Cameron gives up a lot of time coming on the pit lane there.
Does he ever? That's going to close that up. All right, now I believe Drew Eisenman, did he come down? Yes, he did.
Yes, he is.
Pulling down now. Yeah, Eric Mika will have the lead. And Chuck seems to be about 20 seconds behind him, but that gap should close because Chuck's on about 10 lap fresher tires than that 41 car is right now.
Yeah, Eric's already back in the 29, so probably going to be about almost a second slower right off the bat.
Remember the 41 and the 26, they're not racing for anything but hardware, so.
In and out for the Eisentech boys. Got Chad Brown, Kevin Finn. They all pitted earlier, so they're going to cycle ahead. Talking about cars that weren't even running well, but I mean, just pitting that early, you're gaining so much time. You still cycle out ahead of these guys who were running in front of you before the whole cycle started anyway. So
it's a vicious spin cycle, that's what we're.
Pit cycles can be a little hard, kind of like, Keselowski when he pitted early and if they didn't get a caution, that wasn't going to work out for him. Yeah, I know he's still on old tires, I believe, but he's still just getting passed like he's sitting still. Or it looks like he just came out of pits because you're in 1 minute and 7 laps. So. So what's that officially? Eric has it's down now 12.3 seconds over Kevin Finn.
Eric needs this thing to go green about 10 more laps, and he needs a caution to come out.
Yeah, I'm not sure how his strategy is going to play out. He's going to have to be quite the rabbit, I guess.
What Eric's going to hope for now is a caution.
Thanks, Steve Letarte.
Yeah.
I feel like Trey's Jeff Burton and you're Steve Letarte. Well, we need a caution 10 minutes later. I think they need a caution.
And then Rick Allen goes, I don't know why Kyle Busch is on this strategy. He's hoping for no caution, Rick.
And caution. Yeah, Chuck's cycled ahead of Cameron and Peter, like we talked about, because he pitted earlier. So. But on his bumper in traffic here, so.
Well, I lost all faith in humanity. Facebook page said, yo fam, narwhals actually exist. So, there we go. Oh.
Is that our news nugget?
Is that our trivia question for the night? Cameron's going to take it.
Chuck's going to let him go there. So Peter's going to try and follow him through again. It's like one of the big losers of this, excuse me, through this exchange is Drew Eisman, who's back in P11. Car definitely not handling to his liking tonight. Shame this is should be a home state race, hometownish race, I guess. It's the only track you got in Texas. So.
It's worth it, damn.
Only oval tracks. Right?
It is also a home track for Mr. Peter Short as well.
True. Is Johnny Thomas from Texas as well?
No, I think he wants to be from Texas, but he's not.
Oh.
He's from like Rhode Island or something.
If you're gonna play in Texas, you
could tell by his haircut.
True.
Block off the streets because there has been a shooting.
Speaking of shooting, Peter Short and Cameron Rich still blowing through the field here. Just got by Sam Close.
And Chuck's starting to fall back a little bit from those guys.
Maybe he's saving his stuff. And you got to run a pretty good chunk here. Although, not sure why he'd save anything. He's just here to win, so.
Chuck is smarter than the average bear, though.
So I've heard, so. Kevin continuing to chop into that lead. It's down to 7.8 for Eric Mika. And the problem's going to be Cameron and Peter are probably going to catch Kevin before Kevin can catch Eric. So
Yes.
it's only 3 seconds back to Cameron. So. Or since they're just stuck together, should we just call them the Eisentech duo here? Yeah.
Sam closed hard into the.
Dynamic
Oh, no.
duo. Kept her going though, but definitely. I don't know if it's gonna be toe damage, but definitely. I don't know.
Arrow.
Sheet metal maybe. Yeah. Nice sparkage there. No other battles really happening right now. Just the battle for Kevin trying to hold off these guys, but that's probably not going to work as they ran almost, what's that, about 8/10 faster. So. Around he goes. See if Peter can follow him through 3 and 4.
I think we're about close to 10 laps before Eric needs to pit.
He's on pit lane now.
Ah, well, there we go.
What if he saw them make that move on Kevin and decided that was it? This is when I need to make my move.
Looks like he's on a 30-lap pit window there.
Pretty aggressive.
That's
I
kind of
think
the
that's
Homestead
just-
pit window.
Yeah, I think that's just a little short, though.
Yeah, it's gonna. Got to make something happen there. Like you said, you need that well-timed caution. Not now, obviously, but when it cycles, right after it cycles through, you need that yellow. But he is going to come out much closer to the leaders this time than he did the first time.
Yes.
So another lap or two and get up the speed. Probably going to be what?
3-4 seconds.
Yeah, half a straightaway maybe a full straightaway.
Corey Lindsay right now having a quiet night. He's sitting right now P8, not running remarkable lap times, but he's staying consistent. So the trouble is Chad Brown's coming to pit lane in front of him, and that's really what he needs to do. But he's going to have to somehow find his way into the top 5 at least, especially with his current point situation here for the playoffs.
Yeah, he's going to need more. He needs like a second or third place to really put some points in the bank here.
Yeah.
Here comes the Justice League. Eric Mika looking like a superhero now. Chuck Sweeting did get around Kevin Finn, so move Chuck up to P3.
Yeah, lap time's not too bad on that 26 car. About a tenth or two off Cameron and Peter, give or take the lap, you know. Hanshaw on and off pit lane. I think the big problem now, Trey, Matt, is if you play the strategy like Eric, you have to continue to play the aggressive strategy. You can't short pit once and then go long for another. Same with like maybe Drew Eisman now. He went long, so you can't cut it in half, or you're just gonna shoot yourself in the foot. So.
Yeah. Gonna put Eric Mickey back on the lead lap there.
Yeah, setting sail, just about what, second a lap quicker. So the delta's a lot closer this time, but obviously they're gonna continue to fall off probably a little bit faster than he is. So.
I mean, he might be able to pull this off. He pits around lap 100.
That'd be right on cue for him too. That's right.
Yeah. And these guys are probably going to pit. The long guys are just going to pit one more time.
So that you can't cut this run in half if you're those guys that are running the long strategy, because that's still gonna set you back.
Yeah, it's kind of got you in a box now.
Yeah. Now these guys, it's roles are reversed now. I think these guys are hoping for a caution because right now Mickey's strategy seems to be trumping.
Yep, just gotta be smooth and steady with your pit stops, and it should be.
We should be another 10 laps, 5 laps
Oh,
before.
Sam goes hard into the wall again.
Ooh, that's gonna be the
Right in front of Kevin Finn too.
Yeah, that was a little bit harder.
he
Yeah,
just
that
washed
was.
straight up there. Yeah.
That would knock a different tone in the car.
Yeah, that wasn't no love tap. That was a straight on French kiss.
That's unfortunately going to end up setting Sam Close back now in this playoff hunt, because I'm sure that car's going to be way off its regular top speed.
It didn't help it any. I'll go ahead and tell you that.
No, and the handling is probably going to be shot as well. He's going to have to come down to pit lane here soon, I would imagine. That's going to be a real humdinger to have to hang on to for the next few laps.
The problem too is a lot of times you knock the car aero sensitive at Texas, it might be 10 times looser, it might be 10 times tighter, and if it stays green, you're not going to get that fixed. You're not going to pull it out enough. So
No.
he's
He is
still
actually
solid on it.
Oof. He is maintaining though with Kevin Finn.
Like Richard Hines getting ready to come down pit road.
A quiet night for the 87 machine there.
Post actually going to make the move on the 14. Maybe this
Wall
is
and
the
get faster? Who is this
it's
guy?
just William Byron.
Channel his inner Randall Fox there.
You gotta think that car's towed out big time though with how hard he hit that wall that second time.
Tell you what, they're starting to use all the track going into one. And through 1 and 2. See if they go high again. I'm gonna run the middle. Kevin's starting to go high. May have overdrove the corner there.
Yeah, I think he cooked that one.
Didn't hurt him too bad on exit though.
He did a lot of damage recovery there. That was really good. Damage control, sorry.
Yeah, Sam again trying to rim ride through 1 and 2. It's gotta be bumpy up there.
Yeah, this is one of the tracks that's probably gonna be the hardest to do. This and Atlanta are two kind of similar bumpy old surfaces we have here on iRacing right now. So
Well, we got all the old surfaces. Pocono, Michigan.
yeah, they scanned Michigan about 15 years ago, but they decided they were gonna
Darlington.
put it out. Yeah, we have like what is it, 2008 version of Darlington on iRacing right now.
Old Daytona.
The
It's
Dodge
giving 'em a-
Challenger 500 is still on the wall, so
Giving him a good run off of 2, just can't do anything with it.
if he can continue to run right there, mind you, when these guys get back on fresher tires, I think it's going to hurt Sam a lot more. But if he can continue to run top 5, this might not be as bad as it looks for Sam Close.
Yeah, I mean, really, he was ahead of Kevin in points, so if he can just stay, I mean, he'll lose, 1 point to Kevin, so.
Yeah. If he could stay right around 5th, he would be actually not too as bad as the car would lead you to believe it's going to be. That's also uncharacteristic, I find, for Sam Close. Usually he's quite on the ball, I guess, as it were.
Yeah, that car just not to his liking tonight, I don't know. Maybe he's not a fan of Texas or the setup this week.
Yeah.
Not sure if Hackathorn made setups for the cars or not this week.
Cameron Rich still leading, but their pit window must be sprung wide open right about now. Last pitted on lap. Yeah, they last pitted on lap. Oh my, that's a long run there.
Thinking they probably need to run at least 5 more laps to get in their window.
When the heck did they pit last time? Around
57, I think.
I'm not seeing it on
54
time,
for
but
Cameron.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Actually, Webb looks like he's got some fresh screaming eagles on that car. He's right on the back bumper of Eric Mika in the 41.
Yeah, looks like he's trying to find a way by there. Or he's like, hey, Eric, just show me how you get around here, thanks.
Yeah.
Cameron's starting to stretch it just a little bit on Peter Short.
Yeah, starting to open up that gap there. Heard Peter pedal it through the center of the corner there. Boy, if Eric does win this race, what does that do if you're a playoff driver? Because you can't lock yourself in to Phoenix.
Yeah, that makes it a lot more stressful going into Phoenix because none of these guys really are good on points just based on the reset. Cameron Rich is probably will be the best on points, considering assuming this is how the race finishes now. But I mean, it's not safe really because if you have a bad race at Phoenix, get caught into trouble, you're out.
I mean, what could happen at Phoenix? Elliott Sadler.
Yeah, Elliott Sadler can self-implode about 6 times.
It was just devastating, Matt. Devastating.
Yeah, well.
Now, if the Eisentech guys are in chat listening, if you're Drew Eisman, I'd go ahead and pit because Eric Mickey is about to pass you on track.
Yeah.
For position. So
Pit now, Drew.
that's your signal to pit.
And here comes Kevin Finn.
Somebody listen to us. Hey-o!
We'll get that man in the playoffs.
Oh! And that's it for Eric Mickey, probably. Man, Drew Eisman nailed that turn 4 wall and came down right into the right front of Eric Mickey.
That's going to be championship implications for Drew Eisman as well.
They
Big
both actually
time.
did a pretty good job in the grass, though.
Yeah, that's not something easy to bring back. That's
Major damage on the 41. Pretty good contact with the 77 too. You can see that right front tire. That changes everything.
That does. That puts
does.
Cameron Rich back in the catbird seat, I think.
See if old small hands Magoo here, Eric Mickey, see if he's lost a lot of speed in his car, if it's still got one of those magical chuck laps in it.
Oh, he's wicked loose. We'll see here. That thing might just
Sure,
be...
it's got some aero damage to it.
Yeah, that might be toast there now. He ran a 30.1. That's not... That's 1/10 off his... Jesus Christ. How do you do that? If that was me, I'd be on the hook.
Yeah, he was in the 29. I think he lost that time because he got stuck behind Drew that other lap. I don't think that's a pretty good
true,
chunk off there.
Yeah. See what happens. It might...
We'll see.
Never know with these races. Drew's
Drew's still not pit.
No, he's dead in the water there right now. He's not looking too healthy on that right side at all.
Just won't listen to us, Trey.
Nope.
You're the best crew chiefs on iRacing, I would say, for insane strategy calls that may probably not work.
Now, Peter Short's on pit lane. So it's Chuck
Chuck.
Sweeting.
Cameron Rich didn't get the memo. He's coming in this time, though.
I don't think Peter called it out. I think Peter's playing his hand here. Get that. We've seen a couple times to get a little lap advantage.
Yeah, that might help Peter. That will help Peter, actually. And he can get out cleanly without speeding. Yep.
Cameron's own pit lane now. So that should still
Battle for the
cycle
lead.
Eric to the lead, but
Yeah.
not for long.
Drew Eisman still circulating on the track. If Peter Short working through 3 and 4 right now, Cameron Rich has just gone and away. This can be close here. I think Peter will have the edge on him, though.
Yeah, he should blow by him through 1 and 2. Now, if you're in the, I'm sure if you're in the Eisentech chat, you're hearing, "Ha I gotcha."
Followed by Cameron Waring.
Not today. Of course, you still have a lot of laps left, so.
Yeah, we're not even inside 30 to go yet, so anything can happen.
What just happened to Eric? I mean, it could happen to anyone. So.
Yeah. Has Drew Eisman made his way down pit road yet? Yes, he has. I can get that car worked on at all. I think he's just gonna get it. Yeah, he's just sending her back out.
That time.
His left rear is also exposed.
Just send it, bro. Just send it. Ooh, Henshaw on the wall of a turn 2. Save it.
He's going around.
Oh,
That's
he's
gonna
coming
be a
back on the
caution.
track.
That has to be a caution. Get it back going, buddy. He's backing off.
Oh, there
he
it is.
almost got it.
It took it a while, but it did it.
Well, that's gonna change
I
his
think
whole
this
strategy.
Yeah, I think it kind of actually probably benefits Eric. Now he can
A
get
lot.
that damage fixed.
Yeah. And Drew as well.
But Drew already pitted, and he's going to be shown 1 lap down. If he wants to get back on the lead lap, he will not be able to pit this.
True, yeah.
Sam Close right now is the lucky dog.
Also trapped Corey Lindsay a lap down.
We'll see what that pit crew in the 41 can do, but now Eric's lost his strategy, so he has to rely on raw speed, #no talent.
The car wasn't that bad. I mean, you just didn't get to see it straight up fight with Peter and Cameron. Lap time wise, it was pretty quick.
Yeah.
And, get Ron Malik over the wall here, start beating it with a hammer.
Ron, get over the wall. Ron!
Shame, Matt, we won't get to hear that anymore. He retired to the shop duty now. So.
Oh, has he? It's unfortunate.
Yeah, last race in the 48.
Nobody talked about that. Funny, they talked about Danica Patrick a lot, though.
Well, you know, I'd talk about Junior and not that it mattered. So.
But at least Danica went out in a blaze.
Not a blaze in glory, just a blaze.
No.
Yes, producer, she's done. Well, she's gonna run
He's
the
running the
500.
Oh, Cameron Rich, Snookers, Peter Short for the race lead.
He's like, damn it! I did all that work for nothing. He's like, that's it. Hanshaw is off my Christmas card list.
Yeah. I'll give it that to Kyle Hanshaw, though. He did try everything he could to make sure the caution didn't come out, because as soon as he got that thing stopped, he backed her back down into the wall.
Well, he didn't alt F4, Matt. God.
No.
Yeah, I mean, once it hit that inside wall, you're kind of doomed anyway. So.
Yeah, it's...
Rough night for Johnny Thomas Racing so far. A season to forget, I'm assuming. So. Cup-wise, I mean, they're pretty competitive in the B. Still got Richard Lafferty competing for that championship.
Who said he's going to practice more, I think, for Homestead?
I'm telling you, you may, no matter what you think about the NASCAR format, hate it, love it, whatever, next Sunday night at Phoenix is what it's all about, when you've got Eric Mickey, Peter Short, Kevin Finn, all still trying to get in, and only one of them's going to make it.
Yeah. The 3 probably dominant cars in the entire Nathan Young Designs B car series.
I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that race might be more competitive than the championship race, because there's so much more on the line. not to take away from Homestead, but I just feel like that one's going to be pretty aggressive, like attack mode 7. Looks like Eisman is going to take the wave around. So. Yes, producer. God, attack mode 6. That's like South Korea. Attack mode 7's like when you hold the bottle rocket in between your teeth and light it. It's like, oh yeah, it's...
And in attack mode 10 is when you throw a whole bunch of fireworks in a fire pit, douse them in gasoline, and just let her go like the like the Cold War.
So every Friday night at Talladega, wow!
At least one person dead. That's a stat you want.
Well, this is the best Kevin Finn's been all night, so see if he can keep her up there. So how's that 41 looking? I didn't really do a damage check there.
Not overly great, but it's I've seen people do a lot more with a lot less.
If it just keeps it tucked behind a car out of the air, it should be fine.
Yeah. We're gonna be lining up 2x2 again here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Final 33 laps. I can't remember if it was 133 or 134. See if we can clean and green to the end and see what's gonna shake down. Back to green. Well, Carlos Acosta's in the top 5.
This is about to pick up here.
Tell you what, that 17 has been on the restarts. He shot out a cannon there.
We'll see what Peter Shore can do here. You know, he's not going to take any prisoners. He's going to try to get that lead. He wants to get this win here tonight.
Yeah, but they better not look too far because Chuck's still there. Maybe you can regroup from that odd lull in the pit stops there. They're in the middle of the race, kind of fell back, but
Kevin Finn's up there in the top 3 as well.
Kevin the Flying Finn. Maybe get around Peter here. Peter looked like he got a little low through 1 and 2. Chuck that forward power.
Chuck's gonna make the move around Carlos and move Chuck up to 4th.
Eric Mika behind Chad Brown here, trying to look up some spots. So that Carlos and Chad stuck together. So. Said fire up around the outside.
Dangerous spot.
I don't think he's going to have quite enough momentum to do it either.
We'll give you a crossover. There we go.
He's going to have to stick it in there.
You know Eric's gonna stick it in.
Without consent.
Totally. Speaking without consent, Peter Short's all over Kevin Rich rear end.
Yeah, still dragging Kevin with him, so. Well, Isaac taking Avon party there.
Peter Short looking to Harvey Weinstein, Cameron Rich down the backstretch.
Still waiting for the Avon lady to come back to my door.
It's still in there through 3 and 4.
Oh my god. Oh.
It's like Matt Kingston just dropped something all on top of him.
I got pop in my eye. How does this even happen? Anyway, new leader, the 33 is taking the lead.
Did you get soda?
Soda. Oh, Jesus.
Down here we call it what it is, sir. You got Coke in your eye? Not the powder to drink. Fanta, Matt. Just tell us. Fanta orange.
Is this real? Or is this just fantasy?
Drink of the Nazi.
Gross. Okay.
That's a fact. That's not like a. God. Read your history, folks. People still had to sell coke during the war. He's gonna get Carlos Acosta. Almost.
Try.
Maybe. Might get up to 1 and 2. He sailed the 2 in there. I don't think it's gonna stick though. Huh? Yeah, it did.
Never trust it.
Looks like he's gonna get him that time. Ooh, Sam close hard in the wall through 1 and 2 again. They're trying to do his best Larson impression. So that's gonna pretty much devastate the 5 car here. So let's see.
5 car
Second to last car on the lead lap. Actually, Drew Heisman's still behind him. So battle of the handicap cars now. Don't even, man. I could have said something different.
Yep. You could have.
Kevin Finn working over that back bumper, Cameron Rich. Cameron, I don't know if he's taking it easy or just doesn't have it this run.
One of those bad sets of tires.
Must be that Joey Logano racing him rough or something.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, Chuck's starting to slowly creep into this fight.
Lurking like Jaws.
Some kind of old veteran or something, just waiting to the end here, turn it on.
You got a big run out of 2 on Kevin.
It's like, you're not locking anything in there, bud. I'm going to steal this win.
Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Oh, it's not FedEx.
Now we just toss your parcels over the bench. Chuck Sweeting gonna see if he can get his nose in there. A little bit loose up out of turn 2, but still good to go.
Gonna run through 3 and 4. Maybe as Kevin was a little higher than he wanted to be.
Bet.
You just got a cinder, Matt.
I always send her.
Cameron's kind of regrouped. He's starting to close back in on Peter just a little bit.
They're gonna pull it away from Kevin and setting the sights back on the Southwest machine there. Looking for some peanuts, maybe pretzels.
Oh, but the Avon lady is under heavy attack right now by Chuck Sweeting.
He fit a ball, though.
Oh boy. She's using all the social platforms tonight.
Check out my MySpace.
What are you, 12?
I actually never made a MySpace.
I logged into that like last year. That was interesting.
You and all of like 6 other people that never figured out what Facebook or Twitter.
It's not even the same thing though. It's like music and
That's stupid.
Way to go, News Corp.
No, it's not stupid. We have a race for the lead here right now. Cameron Mitch got a wicked run coming into turn 4. Let's see if he can do something in turn number 1 against his teammate Nemesis. You're short. I like that line. That's going to give him a good
run off,
run.
yeah.
Oh, Peter. Defensive line.
It's like, if you're going to pass me, you're going to have to pass me on the outside, pal.
It's like, by God, I'll just drive her in there and send you to till you see Elvis.
I just
Gonna
filter.
gonna hook up his EcoBoost. We got a run right there though.
Oh, and Cameron Mitch comes and says, "Some earth on you," and tries to move it up out the way. Oh, it didn't work. Ooh.
You're like flirting with disaster. Do you dump a
Yeah.
teammate for a win?
Well, you're flirting with the laws of netcode.
And he's going to be flirting with them again here as he gets a wicked run. He's going to be bump draft in the 33 down the front stretch. He got in the grass a little bit. Pass in the grass.
Modern day Dale here.
Dale and Dale show.
I don't think at this point Peter has nothing for him. He's ate him alive out of 2.
Peter pinched him down there. Wasn't going to give him any room. Now, if you're Drew Eisenman sitting back there watching these guys go at it, don't wreck.
Well, good thing for him is he can't see this. So
Yeah,
it's too
he'd
far
be
back.
having a little bit of a stroke, I think. Caution!
Oh, caution!
Drew Eisenman
So maybe he did
have
see it. He
was
freaked
gonna,
out.
had to do that to make sure they didn't kill each other and ruin both their chances for
Wow. So
for,
that's
title. Unfortunately for Drew, that's going to be bad for his championship hopes. Looks like turn number 2. Got another.
strikes again.
Got
Yeah,
another.
he smacked her pretty good that time.
Yeah, that's a race ender, unfortunately.
He's done for the night, so he'll be a must-win at Phoenix.
Yep. Now Sam Close might give him a chance to get this thing beat out a little bit more, but he's also beat it in a lot more in that last run.
He's just in damage control now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to hope for some crazy shenanigans to happen here on this restart.
Are you gonna pit here?
I don't even think Sam Close can beat it enough.
I don't know. He's probably gonna try and beat Peter. I don't know.
Now, there's a
Okay,
little boy
Peter-
sitting by a railroad track.
Okay, no, we've heard this one. This is gonna be the money stop here. We can beat someone off pit lanes.
You want some Joe Gibbs air guns here for sure to get your tires on and off quick. You know, your pit crew and iRacing have to just let it suck.
Yeah, definitely don't Fredericks your pit stop and pit outside the box. So.
Now, Thomas, do I take 2 tires here if I'm kind of sitting far back?
No.
I mean,
They
you
got off on
can.
it
If you want
there.
to be Scott Ickes, you can clearly take 2 tires, but you will be Scott Ickes and murder the field.
Lindsay stayed out. Lead a lap, maybe? Maybe to try to snooker these guys. See how this goes in this pit stop. Peter Short slides through.
Is it going to give it to him?
Oh, it did.
Yes, it is. Wow.
That's lucky.
By the
He's
skin
gonna,
of
have
your
a,
teeth.
he's gonna have a bad exit here because he's gonna have to crank her hard right.
Well, you get 3. Oh, he actually dropped ahead a little bit, Cameron, but not going to be enough. Chuck with a good launch, too.
Not forced.
No change.
Good curve. So,
Right now, Corey Lindsay in the 90, your leader. We'll see if he pits. Just
I'm
doing
telling
the-
you, you won't make it to turn 1.
No, you'll get eaten alive, but maybe that's what he needs for the field to implode upon itself.
And I know this from experience because I saw Randall Fawkes do this one time, and he did not make it to turn 1. He didn't make it past the start-finish line.
Oh boy.
I think we were 3, almost 4 wide.
Oh,
Good time. Good times.
yikes.
Say he doesn't have hair on his ass. Oh, you pitting.
Stay out. Stay
Listen
out.
to us. Stay out.
Just for the sheer lulls.
He's been running, I'd say mid-pack all race. I would take the gamble being a playoff driver because realistically the worst that could happen is be on the hook, but I mean,
The problem is, even if you are lucky enough to get a quick caution or something, you're going to go back green again. So
that's true too. We don't have enough wiggle room. We'll be going back to green with, I believe, 10 laps to go, so it's going to cause even more insanities.
shenanigans.
I think we're going to see some pretty hard racing between the 17 and 33 here, as if we haven't
yeah,
already.
because the 33 is going on a short run, so
And this is May.
17 was not. So
I'm telling you, watch out for that number 14.
is he going to fly up in there?
He fit a ball.
He needs the points too. So if you win, the points don't matter. So. Almost like you're on an episode of Who's Line. Hey.
Who's that?
Actually, Chuck or Eric could be sitting in the catbird seat. These top 3 get racing up there.
Yeah.
Because
You could put them in a position where they have to give it. They don't want to wreck. So
We have a new pace car up there. Looks like Kyle Hanshaw gonna be pacing the field.
Well, that's about the average speed for a Johnny Thomas car. So.
Okay, shut it down. There's been a fatal shooting. There's been a fatal shooting here on the stream. Oh God, that was heinous.
It's okay. I phoned ahead to Augusta Burn Center. So.
Oh, we will be having 10 laps to go here, so a little shootout here in the. What was that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
Come on, Johnny, show him who's boss. Got that stat. But here we go, 10 laps to go. Cameron Rich, your leader, Peter Short, battling, but Kevin Finn was showing some speed too. All three playoff guys. We have two spoilers back out there too. Let's do Webb, 6th position. Where did he come from?
Back to green, Cameron once again. Massive start.
And Eric Mickey forgot miss.
Gonna slot in behind Kevin there. It's a odd position to be for Chuck, where you want to race hard, but you don't want to mess anything up either.
Sam Close actually gaining positions right now, which is great for his playoff hopes.
Yeah, I mean, you look at him up to P7. He was almost, what, 11th before that caution? Yeah. So.
Oh, Carlos Costa.
Chuck with a run on Kevin there.
Yeah, you got the big wiggle off the corner there. Opening the door for Chuck.
This lead is on fire again.
On 10 laps, you're going to use and abuse those tires all you can. So.
You're trying to stay off the throttle for exactly 0.001% of the lap.
Pitch with an odd apex there.
Seemed to have worked, though.
Making his charge back by Rusty Webb after Danica and that restart there.
Carlos Acosta just made the most amazing save I've ever seen entering turn number 1.
Wow, Chuck with a massive run through 1 and 2.
Wow.
Peter was all over the apron. Trying to do the Pruitt fade there. That's not going to work.
Chuck does not have a very great entry here, but he might be able to do something with Peter Short, which has to slow him down.
Get off the corner, though.
But Chuck's ready for some hardware here. He wants this win.
Peter's going to tuck in and see if Chuck can get up there.
Wow. Kevin Finn just did the most gentlemanly thing I've ever seen. That could have been fatal for the 33.
Using up those favors?
Yeah.
And you can just tell by everybody, every time someone makes just the littlest mistake, they just cut it to the inside line to make sure you don't get the run.
Peter Short battling Chuck Sweeting again here.
This thing Cameron Rich has seen all day.
Sorry, 4 laps ago this time. That's definitely a aid for Cameron. He's going to be able to maintain the lead and pull away.
I think it's going to be hard for these guys to reel in that 17 machine now.
They're going to need that 17 to make a mistake, and I really cannot foresee that happening.
These guys running side by side and allowed Eric Mickey to get back in the picture, too, with Chuck.
3 laps to go.
If Cameron can win this one, that'll be his 7th win of the season.
Martin Truex Jr. much?
Eric does clear Chuck, so I'll move him up to P4.
A good rebound for Eric. Still would have liked to have seen if his strategy would have played out.
Yeah, that was going to be pretty fun to watch there.
Two to go.
Kevin Finn's actually quicker right now than Peter Short. It's going to be the battle for second position.
He's going to have to think smart about it, though, because if he gives up any time trying to pass Peter, Eric's probably going to try and pounce on him.
Yeah. Samco's still running 7th, so that's beneficial for him big time.
Yeah, and then you just padded those points on Drew Eisenman. I mean, you're going to lose some to Kevin Finn, but...
Yeah, not much, only 3.
All right, white flag.
Cameron has to run smooth and steady.
The run on Eric. Nothing happening there. Looks like 4, Cameron Rich going to punch his ticket to Homestead.
Peter Short, Finn round up to the top 3.
Interesting heading into Phoenix.
And Sam Close just salvaged one of the most important races of this season, I think, for him. Finishing P7 and something that could have been a catastrophe of a night.
Catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
I thought that might go on a t-shirt now.
Catastrophe? You spell it the same way as catastrophe, but you say catastrophe because it's actually how it's spelled.
Yeah, I think Sam Close will look back on that one, and if he can advance on through Phoenix, he'll say this was the night got me the extra points I needed.
Yeah, he did everything in his power there to make sure the damage wasn't terrible for that points battle.
So would you say he minimalized?
He did minimize his mistakes, or salvaged his minimalized mistakes, I guess.
Capitalized on the mistakes. No, Cameron Rich is burning the car all the way down through 1 and 2.
God.
He finished.
Oh, Wendell, I can't talk about that car anymore.
So I guess we get to talk to Kevin Finn in the food court again.
I hope he got me some pretzels this week. Speaking of that, what do you say we hop over and get her done?
I'm gonna walk.
Walk. Canadians would walk.
I made it here before you. Ha!
I don't think so.
Fake news.
That's a canister.
Let me run down here to Annie Ann's Pretzels and see if I can
You
find
enjoyed
Kevin
that,
Finn.
didn't you?
Oh, there he is.
It was in turn 1.
Awesome,
In
Kevin.
turn 1.
Great.
All right, big conversation. What's going on, guys?
Hey, not much. Started 12th tonight. Pretty disappointing qualifying run, but man, you zoomed up there to the into the top 5 most of the night, though. So a good points night for you heading into Phoenix. But tell us about your race, Kevin.
Yeah, I had an awful qualifying effort. I thought I did good, but I saw the charts. I was in 12th, so I know I had a long way gearing up. And I screwed up on the pitch strategy there. I thought I was going to short pitch, but then I did the math, and my calculations were off. So I was going to run out of gas on the last lap, or last 5 laps, if we went green the whole time. And I feel like in the long run, I just couldn't get it to turn in the center in 1 and 2, and I was really getting killed there. But yeah, the other race there was really fun. Battling with Peter and Chuck and Cam and all the guys.
Well, you came into tonight's race 3 points out of the playoffs, and I believe you gained 3 points on Sam Close, so you should be tied heading into Phoenix. So that should be the battle to watch, I guess. How do you rate your chances at Phoenix?
I think Phoenix is one of my good tracks, but I know there's a lot of guys in this league that are very good at that track, so gonna be a barn burner next week. It's gonna be fun to watch, but it's stressful to drive.
Now, Kevin, how tricky did you find turn number 2 tonight? Because I saw a lot of cars completely sideways, hitting the wall and pounding her down. Did you find it was something to do with the line, or was it just a setup tire deal?
I don't know if it was, I don't know really, maybe the setup, but it was real squirrely getting out of too. First 5 laps or so on a run, and then it would just push like hell at the end of the last 20 laps or whatever. And that's where I was getting killed. Like, I couldn't figure it out all night long. I'm lucky to get a 3rd place, but I will take it.
Now, follow-up question, Kevin. Where are you eating in the food court today?
You know, I don't know. I was thinking of going to the hot dogs this week. I mean, Tim Hortons was last interview, so next week, if I finish top 3, maybe we'll have something else. I don't know.
Host of options.
Oh yeah, definitely food court. There's unreal options here.
Well, I think if we're talking to you next week, Kevin, that means you're gonna punch your ticket to Homestead. So I look forward to it. And but until then, man, give us your shout outs, brother.
Shout out to you guys for doing streams every week, and to the right person, of course. And Cold Hard Art, especially, does a really good job. Started stuff on with the real NASCAR race this week on TV for Dale Jr. was really cool. And yeah, that's about it.
All right, Kevin, appreciate it, man. We look forward to seeing you next time, bud.
Thanks, guys.
All right, let's grab this short dude.
Find him, he's too short.
All right, we got him. Started 4th. Battling with Mr. Cameron Rich all race long. But Peter, it looked like Cameron was just a little bit better than you on the long run, and I think that probably was the difference at the end, man. But tell us in 15 minutes or less about your race tonight.
For 15 minutes or less? Really?
You can use a whole 15 if you want, Peter.
All right. Well, it's now 10:43 Central, so we'll take up to 15 minutes. First off, I want to extend my congratulations to Cameron. That was an absolutely awesome battle that we had between us. He was a little bit better on the long run than I was. I think part of it was the aero tightness. There was definitely some aero wash tonight. I thought maybe if I could get in front of Cameron, I'd be able to hold him off, but in order for me to get around him and try and get a gap, I think I actually hurt myself, burned off the right front a little bit, and he got to my inside, and then the caution came out, and that made the last few laps interesting. All in all, fantastic racing. Got to thank Chuck and Cameron and Kevin for racing me really hard all night. You know, it's coming down to it, the end of the season, and they're racing me really clean and been really hard. And you and I know, as a sim racer, that's what we live for. We live for those hard-fought battles where you never really know how it's going to end up, whether you're going to lose a spot or whatever. It was just a lot of fun, and Cameron and I were kind of chatting over that last yellow flag in the Eisentech TeamSpeak channel, and we basically said whoever ends up on top and whoever goes to victory lane earned it, and I think that's safe to say that Cameron earned it tonight.
Yeah, well, without a doubt. I mean, we kind of thought you may have had it that time. You pitted early before Cameron and got the advantage to leapfrog him, but that caution kind of negated that when he beat you back out of pit lane. Looking pretty decent in the points for Phoenix. I guess not any extra pressure there, but I'm sure you want to go out and maybe win to get some more, get maybe evened up with some wins on Cameron, even though Cameron's, 2 wins ahead of you now? So, I don't know where I'm headed with this question, but it sounded good when it started. So
It's going into a hole now.
I only got those 2 races left, so I got to make work.
Well, I'm figuring on one of you is going to win Homestead. Whoever advances, and probably have to win Homestead to win the championship. So
Yeah, it's setting up very nicely for a fantastic season finale. I think all the drivers who are in contention in this final 6 are all capable of winning the championship and all deserve to be where they are now. And I think it doesn't matter who makes it into the final 3. I think they've earned it throughout the season, which is great to see, not only for a competitor, but also hopefully a fan, all those people watching out there on OCR TV. It's pretty exciting. It's going to make for a really awesome race down in Homestead, Miami.
All right, Peter. Well, you know the deal, brother. Before we let you go, man, give us those shout outs, man.
Man, I think I still have about 12 minutes left. You guys cutting me off early?
Yes.
Ah,
The,
man, guys.
the producer has to poop.
Oh, well, you know, you can't hold those kind of things sometimes. Want to
Especially when
thank
you get older.
my teammates, Tom over at Cold Hard Art. Hopefully, you got to see the bit on NBC Sports this past week about Cold Hard Art and everything he did for Dale Jr. He did that really awesome number 88 and got a spot on NBC. Pretty cool to see him on TV, but also really cool to see Cold Hard Art sponsor the series. Their website is absolutely awesome, coldhardart.com. Go check it out. They have some really cool stuff, very unique stuff that would be an awesome addition to your house, for your girlfriend, whatever. He's got some really cool stuff. Go check it out. Got to thank Corey for running this league. He does a fantastic job. Another really fun race. We had a lot fewer cautions than I was expecting. That setup was a little bit loose, and I think earlier in the season with the people we had maybe earlier in the season, or the skill level, maybe the skill levels improved. All the drivers were fantastic tonight, and got to thank Corey for kind of getting us all in line. He's done his best to get the competition level where it needs to be, and for us to all have fun. So that's awesome. Thanks to everyone on ETE. Shame Drew had a rough night, but hopefully we can get him in contention next week in Phoenix.
All right, Peter. Well, I agree with you. I think it's shaping up to be a great finale, man, and I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you next time, man.
All right, thank you.
All right. Yeah. Go get this guy.
Get him.
All right. He started third. He led a race high 60 laps. He's punched his ticket into Homestead. I think Jessica's already bought tickets to Miami. But Cameron, hard fought race there between you and Peter, but you came out the victor. But tell us about it, bud.
That was fun. I don't know how it looked from you guys' perspective, but it was really fun. At least at the end there with me and Peter battling. I was pinching the hell out of him, trying to block him and run him hard, and I got really close to him off two one time, and I thought I hit him, but he kind of pinched me. But yeah, it was pretty awesome, to be able to do that with somebody you've been racing with for a long time, and won't do something stupid. It's pretty good, and the race, the rest of it, seems like it was a pretty. The fall off was worse than I thought. About 10 laps into a run, 15 or so, it had there was like a cliff, and once you hit that, you just kind of had to hang on with the tires the way they were.
Cliff, we just thought that was the turn 2 wall. Everyone kept hitting.
Yeah.
So obviously Phoenix kind of not really important to you now. You can kind of just go and have fun. What do you rate your chances at Homestead? Fun track for you, or one of those tracks you've struggled at?
Well, I'm really, really excited to be in the final three, but I'm telling you what, there's not a worse track for me to try to race for a championship at. Maybe Bristol, but Homestead, I'm not very good there at all. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get better. But I'm excited. I'm excited to punch my ticket in to Homestead. That's really what tonight was about. Just gotta get it done early,
Have you started kind of working on Homestead yet, Cameron, or are you holding off for a little bit longer? Start taking some laps there and seeing if you can kind of figure out that mile and a half.
No, I'll probably do about 10 laps the Sunday before and have a beer or something. Not too worried about it. I mean, I am worried about it, but I'm not too worried about it. That makes no sense. You all just need to ignore me now.
All right. Well, you heard it here. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. But you know the deal, Cameron. You've done it 7 times before. Give us those shout outs, brother.
Yeah, I just want to thank Corey and everybody who puts on this league. It's so fun, and my awesome teammates. Tom at Cold Hard Heart for getting some national recognition with that pretty awesome 88 tribute we saw on NBC. So good on him. It's pretty cool. It kind of makes me feel famous that we're kind of affiliated with him.
Yeah.
And of course, you guys for watching us every week and being here for the past whatever how many races we're in weeks, and of course my girlfriend for watching and doing what she does.
All right, awesome, man. Well, we're looking forward to the championship battle in the next couple of weeks, man. And I'm sure we'll be talking to you again.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Well, you know what? I think, and I'm not a fan of short pitting, but I think Eric Mickey had it nailed.
Yeah, I think that was one that was going to work.
Yeah,
He had
that's
that,
probably he had it timed perfectly, and just that unfortunate incident with Drew Eisman and that kind of ruined it for him, and then the caution came out. But I really wish I would like to have seen that play out, but that's racing.
Yep, and we'll try it again next week at Phoenix. See who can move on. I mentioned earlier next Sunday will be probably the barn burner because you've got a lot of talent trying to go for one remaining spot left on the table. Then Monday, do it again at Phoenix. Still have 2 spots open with points. Peter's got a pretty good cushion now. So we'll see how that shakes out. I'm sure the producer's running the results on the screen here tonight. Most of your playoff drivers had a fairly decent night, other than Mr. Eisman, who suffered the wrath of Texas, I guess you'd say, Matt.
Yeah, Tech's not one of my favorite tracks, so I kind of feel for him. It's definitely a shame too, because he's a playoff contender. But see what happens. Still got Phoenix. He could come out with a win.
Yeah, we've seen stranger things happen. Phoenix has been known as a wild card race, so look out for the old dog leg. Could claim a few victims.
Oh, that's gonna just woo! It's gonna be crazy, especially if we have a 10-15 lap shootout. Man, those guys 5 wide through the dog leg.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, until then, you can catch us again Wednesday night. We'll be at Homestead Speedway, ironically, for some Scars action. But until then, Trey, tell them what they can do.
See ya!